Don't point at me.
Representative, thank you for taking a little bit of time. This is WC Turck for Revolution and Beer and Q4 Radio. You're out here specifically for...
If the Republican Party supports amnesty in Illinois, it will be the end of the Republican Party. Working class people in this state, grassroots conservatives will say the heck with it. We're trying to convince them not to make that mistake.
Let me ask you, because you're very passionate about the worker, and I think that narrative gets lost a little bit, but I think maybe it gets confused a little bit too, and I'd like to hear what you think about that. That is this a product of government gone bad and then illegals coming into this country, or is it more something about out of control corporatism that's begun to run the government and the nation?
This whole amnesty thing, look who's on the side. Who wants amnesty? The elites, the media, big business, and wealthy politicians. They all want amnesty because they want cheap labor and they want votes.
Now those 11 to, and I've heard anywhere from 11 to 16, 20, 25 million. Those people, what happens with those people if they're left in limbo, or if that situation isn't addressed? What are the practical solutions to that?
And that's a good question, because practically, we're not going to deport them all. That's just not feasible.
So do they become second-class citizens or an underground economy?
They came here in the shadows.
Yes, sir.
Keep them in the shadows. Lock up, secure the border. If you can't deport them, what we're saying here is no legalization and no citizenship. Not when you have lines of people trying to get in this country legally, and not when you have millions of Americans who are barely making ends meet.
And I would say that there's absolutely a fairness issue there, but by leaving them in the shadows, doesn't that create all kinds of ancillary issues?
That's where we are right now.
Yes.
That's already where we are right now. We've messed up this situation, but truthfully, let's be honest, they have too. They did something they weren't supposed to do. Many of them don't want citizenship. Many of them don't even want legalization. Many of them are perfectly happy living in the shadows now. If you can't deport them, and we shouldn't, and there's no way we can give them citizenship, the only option is keep in the shadows. But to do that, you've got to lock up the border.
And the children that are born from those people and the successive generations, do they not end up sort of lost and left out in a tiered society? It
is an unbelievably unfortunate byproduct in this mess. But if we offer citizenship to the children who are born here, you and I know what's going to happen.
The children that are born here are automatically citizens.
And that incentive is just going to keep them from coming here. This whole anchor baby notion. Look, this whole discussion's messed up. What about us? What about these people? What about people who have lived in this country, struggled every damn day to make a go of it? Nobody's talking about them. The Democratic Party sold them out. White, black, and brown down the river years ago. Now the Republican Party's going to do the same damn thing.
But I feel that there's sort of a demonization of the immigrant rather than the system.
Not at all. The system, absolutely. But you know what? They did something illegal. Do you want to reward them for that? You can't. If they want to come into this country and they want to be legal, as a family, get yourself out, get in line, and go through the process that generations of people have gone through.
Last quick question for you, because I know you're busy and you got a lot of good folks here. I sort of look at it like this, that if you burn down my house and I take refuge on your lawn, and you call me a trespasser, isn't that sort of demonizing the victim? And the victim really is the immigrant coming here because corporations and government policies have really destroyed the Mexican economy and other economies.
I agree with some of that. But again, individuals made a conscious decision to come over here and break the law. My analogy is you're going to a Cubs game. The four of us paid a ticket to get into that Cubs game. You didn't. And that's not right.
But they came over here for life
for whatever reason. Not all of them. You can't make that generalization, and I can't. They came over here for a lot of reasons. Some destructive and some dangerous. But still, you broke the law.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to leave you with the last one.